Peter Fitzpatrick, thank you for coming all the way to Gatton to have this lovely afternoon here with lots of your fellow Fraser Anning Conservative Party candidates. May I ask you, what was it that made you decide to join Fraser Anning's party?
Hi Jim, thanks very much for having me here. One of the driving forces behind my wanting to stand for Fraser Anning's National Conservative Party is the fact that Fraser is not backwards in being forward in saying what he thinks. Fraser believes in the freedom of speech, and he has grave concerns the direction of the country is heading in, which mirror my own beliefs. One of my driving forces is the fact that I have 3 young children. These 3 young children, I'm concerned, are growing into an Australia that isn't the way I feel it needs to be heading in. I had the good fortune many years ago to travel through some European countries, and as those countries stand now, due to various reasons, my children, I don't believe in the next 10 to 15 years, will be able to visit those places with any level of safety like I was able to. And my concern with my children in Australia at this point in time, that in 20 years from now, the case may be the same here.
So, Fraser Anning, of course, has been accused of being a white supremacist and a xenophobe and a racist. So obviously you are representing him in this election. So one could assume that one would make those same accusations against you. How do you respond to that?
Well, certainly anyone who knows me would actually find those accusations to be somewhat laughable. I don't believe Fraser to be a white supremacist in any way. When I look at the people that have been able to attend here today, I find that preposterous to suggest that. It's not about what nationalities or beliefs people have, it's about how they sit within the creed of Australia's Australia. If they can't agree to seeing pork being cooked, if they can't agree to seeing how women dress, if they can't agree with how their children are able to grow up, I don't believe that's the right sort of people for our country. Anyone who wants to come to this country and blend into the way we stand and the beliefs that we have, they're more than welcome. So I find it ridiculous to suggest that is a white supremacist view. We want Australia to be the Australia that we have now for generations to come.
So I guess at the bottom of Senator Anning's proposal is that we need to have a population debate. We need to put it to the Australian people. Let them decide, do we wish to continue our unfettered immigration as we have now, or do we wish to put brakes on it, or do we wish to stop it? In other words, let the Australian people have a say. Would you be against or for having a plebiscite asking the Australian people, do they wish to engage in this debate?
I absolutely believe that we need to have a plebiscite to work out and have a decent discussion on the suitability of people who want to immigrate to this country. I'm all for the numbers, as the country needs numbers to grow, but they have to be the right people. And one of the factors that drew me to Fraser Anning was the fact that he wants not to completely stop immigration, it's to put a governing body to oversee immigration and to ensure that the right people are immigrating here and they're doing it for the right reasons.
We speak to lots of candidates who during the election campaign say that they will do this and they will do that. Were you to be elected, would you be prepared, will you be as outspoken as Senator Anning? Will you say these things on the floor of Parliament, or will you go quiet like all the others do once they get elected? Are you the real deal? Will you say what Fraser Anning is a rare bird? He says what he believes. He says what it would appear a certain percentage of people, judged by the crowd we have here today, can relate to. Will that be you, should you be elected?
No, the reason I took this on is because, like any of my friends would attest, I am a person of my word. If I say that I'm going to do something, I always do it, and I do it to the best of my ability. And if that means alienating myself from a certain demographic or group, so be it. Because as far as I'm concerned, this country needs to be upheld for its current values, because I have, as I spoke there before, 3 children that are growing up into a country that is not trending in the right direction at this point in time. So yes, I will be the person to put forward my views that I have now in the future and going forward.
Peter Fitzpatrick, candidate for Blair, all the best.
Great stuff, Jim. Thanks very much.
Thank you.